What's good, YouTube? It's your boy SKY Jordan. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why mixing vocals is hard. This is a new series, so if you struggle with anything that's mixing related, leave it in the comment section below and it might make it into the next video. But in this video, I got a couple things that we're going to talk about, all right? They're not in any particular order. It might can help you. It might can point you in the right direction on what you need to improve on. You know, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss nothing. One of the first reasons why a lot of people think mixing vocals is hard because they think it's a step-by-step guaranteed secret method out there that all the industry people are using. And I'm here to let you know, like, the industry standard or the radio quality, that's not the same for everybody. You know, different genres calls for different mixes and whatever, loudness and all this other shit. Like, country isn't mixed the same way hip-hop is. Hip-hop isn't mixed the same way EDM is. All of this shit is mixed differently. Alternative music and all this other shit is mixed differently. It's not like a step-by-step secret method that goes into industry standard or radio quality. Like, the industry standard is like all the technical shit on when your mix is supposed to be. Like, a lot of people say, oh, when you're done mixing, it shouldn't clip past -3 dBs or -6 dBs, somewhere between that range, right? You shouldn't be clipping, right? That's what people would say that's a good mix, right? Because people think that mixing and mastering is the same thing, and it's not the same thing. Like, a lot of songs that are on the radio, they're mastered by mastering engineers. They're not using just preset. And when it comes to radio quality or industry standard, it depends on a few things. Like, if you think in radio quality, you gotta first think, is the artist that you mixing or you, the artist engineer, is the song actually a quality song, right? Are you a quality artist? And what I mean by that is, are you recording the best possible vocals you can? All right, are you bullshitting in your recording process? You know, like to have a quality ready song, you got to start with the recording process. Before you mix, you got to be able to record correctly, and that's so important. And another thing that goes into industry standard or radio quality is the song a good song. Like, a lot of people think every song that they record should be on the radio, and every song that you record definitely shouldn't be on the radio. And that's just what it is. And like, quality is subjective, so it really depends on you putting it out there to see if the world will accept your quality, because the people decide if it's industry quality or not. Because like, if a lot of people stream your song, if you don't think you mixed it, but if you got 10 million streams on it, people are gonna play it on the radio. It has 10 million streams. It's a good song. A good song is a good song. A good song can outshine a bad mix. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. And another reason why a lot of people struggle when it comes to mixing vocals is because they're brainwashed by all the technical shit, right? The technical shit is good, right? Everybody should know the technical shit. But look, engineering is problem solving, right? And sometimes to solve problems, you gotta go outside the technicality or the technical shit, right? Like, everything isn't meant to be done by the book. This is music. This is art. There's no rules when it comes to art. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to sit there and EQ and use 4 different fucking EQs to create whatever sound that you want to do, and if it works for the song, do it. Don't give a fuck. Just do it. Regardless of whatever you hear. Like, people are like, oh, you gotta gain stage. If you don't have to gain stage something, or you choose to not do it, it's cool, long as it works with the song. Like, you gotta forget, engineers, you're a creative too. You know what I'm saying? You can't always be by the book. Like, if it was so easy to sit there and go by the book, by the numbers, everybody could get the same mix. And this is the shit that separates a lot of people from the other engineers. It's like, once you realize, it's like, you could be creative, you can help bring the song to life, get a song a little movement and whatever. Like, you can just bring somebody's idea to life. That's just a different type of feeling. And yes, technical shit can get you started, right? The good technical fucking, like, the compression ratio, right? A lot of people say rap vocals 4:1:1 ratio, right? If you put a 4:1:1 ratio and it don't sound good, you're gonna have to change it, right? You know what I'm saying? That's not being technical. It's being able to adjust. It's being creative, being able to give the song what it needs. Some cases, people like their vocals to be a little muddy, a little dirty, a little distorted. You got to be able to give them that, because in most cases, depending on who you watch on YouTube, people would tell you like, oh, you're never supposed to have a distorted vocal. The vocal gotta be this many dBs or whatever like that. And that's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? I've heard people technical mixes and they sound like shit because they went by the book, and they wondering like, yo, I did everything like people told me to do. I cut this much, I boosted this much, I did this, I did that, blah 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 blah. It's because you're going by the book. You're going by what somebody else does. You go off what somebody else hears, and that's the problem. Because when it comes to engineering, you got to go off what you hear. You know what I'm saying? What the artist hear. You know what I'm saying? And you got to find a common ground between that, because you got to do what's best for the song. A preset, a template is not going to do that for you every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, mixing depends on you, your ear, and what you hear. Another thing that makes mixing very hard is the fact that people depend on presets and templates too fucking much. All right, presets and templates are fine, they're cool, I have no problem with them, I make them, you know, people use them, I review them, they're cool for recording, right? Sometimes you might come across a preset that might be good for mixing, because you gotta think about it, included in the plugins are presets made by industry people as well. So sometimes you might be able to use a preset in the plugin already to get you a good EQ, get you a good compression, get you a good chorus effect, ad-lib effect, whatever. And another thing that makes mixing hard for a lot of people is the fact that they rely so much on presets and templates to mix the songs for them, when presets and templates, they're really made for recording. You know what I'm saying? That's for the tracking session. Like, you got to be able to adjust as needed, right? You're supposed to be able to lay down an idea and get to tweaking. Templates and presets give you a head start. In some cases, the presets and the templates might be perfect for the song that you're working on. I'm not saying that they're not like 100. They're not bad to like start a mix with, right? You just got to be able to adjust as needed. And a lot of people depend on the preset because, like, if they put the preset on there and if it don't sound good, they don't know what to do from there. And that's what I'm saying. You need to learn how to take the preset and change it into whatever you need, because a lot of people are not going to use the same preset, right? Everybody's voice is different, especially like if you're an engineer and you're trying to mix for other people. You cannot mix the songs the same way you would mix your songs, right? Your settings aren't going to work for somebody else's voice all the time. People want different things. Some people might want their vocals to be a little muddy. You got to be able to give them that, all right? But if you only got a preset that makes the vocals bright, that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the buzzwords, you don't know how to EQ, you don't know how to finesse the compression, you don't know how to automate, you don't know how to change the delay, you don't know how to use reverb correctly, you don't know how to do certain vocal effects and stuff like that, you're gonna be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna find yourself buying preset after preset after preset after preset after preset. Because I know a lot of people that have over 50 presets, right? And they still look for presets because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You need to learn how to mix, learn what you like from the presets, learn how to finesse, manipulate the preset into whatever you need. And another reason why mixing vocals is hard is because a lot of people think copying other people's settings will give them the same quality or success that other people have. I talked about this earlier. You can't copy everybody's settings and expect the same results. All right, you know what I'm saying? Just because you have Juice WRLD settings doesn't mean you're gonna make quality music like Juice WRLD. Quality depends on a lot of different things. You, the gear that you use to record, the quality of the song, the structure of the song, all that shit plays into industry standard or radio quality. All right, a good mix is subjective. A good mix depends on the song. That shit is so fucking important, and a lot of people overlook that. You know, I'm gonna say that a lot this year because a lot of people think like a good mix can save a bad song. No, I don't even know Travis Scott exact settings. Like, I can just put on a reverb and a delay, a little auto tune, you know what I'm saying, a little distortion, and then if I can throw my voice, I can get a similar Travis type sound. But I got to use the Travis cadence to get a Travis Scott sound, and that lies the problem that a lot of people overlook. Because it's like, for you to sound like somebody, you gotta already have like a similar voice, or you gotta be able to throw your voice, or you gotta be able to reference like a melody or cadence that that person uses. Because that's what a lot of people associate the how to sound like shit with. Because a lot of people need the cadence, or they need the idea, or they might like the settings. Because like, if you're a fan of Travis Scott and if you're on a J. Cole type beat, the Travis Scott vocal preset won't do shit for you. And one of the last things that makes mixing vocals so hard is that a good mix doesn't mean people will love the song. All right, I'm talking about fans, right? A lot of people mix and they worried about their mix because of how other engineers or producers or artists gonna look at them. All right, the producers and artists and other engineers, those are your competition. Some of them might be your colleagues or associates or your friends, but they still competition. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna always tell you something, because even if it's better than it's better than theirs or whatever like that, they're gonna feel some type of way. Some people are gonna hate, some people are gonna show you love, whatever. But your mix, your song, or whatever you're doing for the artist or whoever, like, it depends on the song. Like, the mix can be fucking amazing, but if the song is bad, people don't have to love the song. Like, they will turn it. You know what I'm saying? And then you get associated with being on a bad song, regardless if the mix is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vocals could have been recorded horribly, and you try to did whatever you could to improve it, and it's still gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? Because you started here. Like, if you baking cookies or you just cooking with old food, no matter what you do, it's still gonna be cooked with old food. It's not gonna taste fresh, it's gonna taste bad because you're just cooking bad food. So if you have a bad fucking vocal, you know what I'm saying, and you have a good mix, the math ain't mathing right there. You feel what I'm saying? Because the base of it is bad. No matter what you do to it, it's not gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why, like it's a reason why people put a lot of time into the recording process. And listen, like mixing vocals is hard because a lot of people overlook the recording process. That's really what it comes down to. Because the better the recording process, the easier the mixing process will be. And if the easier it gets for everybody involved in the process, the better the song can be. And the last reason I'm gonna leave you with about why mixing vocals is hard is because people are too worried about mixing the vocals only. When it comes to mixing, you're mixing a song, all right? Regardless if you got a 2-track, the track out, the stems, whatever you want to call them, you need to mix a song, all right? Don't just focus on the vocals. You need to mix a song, right? If you mix into a 2-track, you got to be able to figure out how to put the beat and the 2-track together to where it sounds like you mix with the track stems, all right? If you got the track stems, you got to mix everything together. You're not just mixing vocals, all right? Audio engineers don't mix vocals. You mix a fucking song. You know what I'm saying? A mastering engineer does not master vocals. They master the song that was already mixed, all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this shit, all right? I want you to get better at engineering. I want you to get better at understanding mixing. And the only way for us to do that is to point out some of the most common mistakes that people make, the problems that people make, and work through it and see how we can fix it. But listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Sky Jordan. I'm out of here, all right? Cool.